Right, all right. Hello, everybody. It's Bruno Gama here, founder of the Dad's on Fire. We are back on with one more episode. Right now, we are live. I'm actually in Brazil, still here. And this week, it's an exciting week for us inside of the Dad's on Fire project because I'm running a 7-day challenge. And we have over 150 dads right now. And it's pretty awesome to have all these guys there striving to be better dads, striving to change their health. And one of the things that today is Wednesday as we record this, one of the things that I've been realizing right now with all these dads is the fact this has been a very, very big issue right now that I see the implementation versus information. We have all this information in the world right now, but most people they don't know what to do with all of that. Either they get confused or they just get way too overwhelmed and they don't take action at all. So this is has been an eye opener to me to see all of these dads there and making things very, very actionable, making things very like, okay, here is the action step of the day. This is the only requirement for today. And then they can do it. But if I start talking about let's talk about exercise and nutrition and stress management and all of that stuff, people get overwhelmed and then actually they don't do anything with the information. Also, very excited right now. Actually, the semifinal is happening, the World Cup semifinal. I don't know if you guys watch soccer, but I'm a big soccer fan. And England was playing with Croatia. It was 1-1 until I came to do the interview with our guest today. But what I have to share today is more important than any semifinal of World Cup, I believe.
Oh, wow.
I have Derek Clark from Rapping Dad here with us. Derek, are you here with us, man?
Yes, I'm here, and you're all the way in Brazil. What's up?
Awesome, man. Thank you so much, first of all, for taking the time to talk to us today. I know you're busy dad. So how are you, man? How are you today?
I'm doing great. It's great that you get, technology brings us closer, from Brazil to the United States. So I've got fans all over the world, so it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the power of the internet. And we had some issues here with technology right before starting, but I think it's gonna work. So let's do this. Let's start this, man. So first of all, who is Derek Clark? Like, who is this guy?
Well, they call me the Rappin' Dad, but before I was the Rappin' Dad, I was a motivational speaker. I still am a motivational speaker and an author of 7 books, and I'm a fun, fair, firm dad. That's what I am. So people have gravitated to my videos, which have had over 250 million views on social media. So it's incredible how it just kept going, and it keeps going. So looks like Jean Pierre. What's up? Thank you, all the way from Germany. So Jean Pierre, I think.
And we are live. Yeah, we are live, guys. So for people watching us live right now, you guys can leave your comments so that we can actually ask Derek the questions that you guys have. So Derek, how did everything really started for you? You have this big, like 1.5 million, I think the last time I checked, video on YouTube, and you have plenty of more. How did everything start for you?
In regards to the Rappin' Dad or in life?
Yeah, let's start with the Rapping Dads for right now. We're going to be talking very, very deep into your motivational speaker career later.
Okay. So Rappin' Dad, I was in the car with my kids, and I'm always throwing down bars or hip hop and doing something fun. What's up, Zachary? What's up? And so, I was in the car just doing some flowing, just free going, and my kid caught it on the camera and we put it on YouTube. We were so excited, like, oh my gosh, we're going to get it on YouTube. And it got 1,000 views, and we were excited. Hey, Chris, what's up? All the way from the down under Australia. I've been down there twice. I love Australia. It's great. And so we put it on YouTube and it got 1,000 views. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And then it sat around, and 6 months later, it got 10,000 views. Hey, Dee Dee, how are you? And I was so excited, 10,000 views. That's pretty amazing, for, a guy throwing down some rap. And then a few months later, all of a sudden Reddit picked it up. And then Shaquille O'Neal, the basketball legend, sent me a tweet that said, "What's up, MC Soccer Dad?" And he passed it on, and it just went viral. And then it went to World Star Hip Hop. And then Steve Harvey caught me and said, "Wow, you're the rapping dad." And then I'm on Steve Harvey. It just took off. And that was my first viral video. And it was amazing. And then you put out more videos. So you think, wow, you get like 10 million views. That's awesome. Thanks, Jake. I'm so glad you love my music. Mark, thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you. And Gerald, nice to meet you. Thank you. And so I threw out these videos, and all of a sudden you get 10 million views and then 5 million views. And that's awesome. And then all of a sudden you get one that is, "Hey, Brandy, hey." And so all of a sudden you get one video that goes like 50 million views. And you're like, oh my gosh, what? It can't go any further. And then World Star Hip Hop shares it again. And then Hood Clips. And then you got T.I., T-Pain, Waka Flocka Flame, all these huge rappers that are sharing my stuff. And then Tosh.0. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. What's up, Badman? Suave. And so it was amazing. And then it went to 100 million views. 100 million views. And it was insane. Wow. So, and now it's had 250 million views. It's been shared all over the world. It's insane.
Wow. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations for that. That's awesome. We can inspire all these people, not just dads, but probably there is a lot of ladies as well watching your videos, I assume. So,
hi, David. From Sweden. Hey, David.
You are a motivational speaker as well. And actually, you are a motivational speaker before being this rapping dad, right?
Right.
So how did you get into that, man?
So people ask me all the time, how did you become a motivational speaker? Do you, Rui, all the way from the Philippines. Rui, Carl, yeah. And Birgitta from Finland. I think it's Birgitta. Righty or something. But how I became a motivational speaker is a crazy story in itself. Hey, Lorraine, how are you? And so I grew up in foster care. So in America, there's a lot of kids that are abused. There are a lot of kids that grow up in drug homes or been prostituted out, and all these bad things that have happened. And so I was basically rejected by my mom and my stepdad and my biological mom, and they abandoned me at a psychiatric hospital when I was 5 years old. And then I went into shelter and then foster homes. So when people say, how'd you become a motivational speaker? I was able to transition out of foster care into the real world and do some amazing things with my life. And I didn't let the past infect my future. I didn't let a mistake or my parents' mistakes define me or confine me, but I let them refine me. And so I was able to, divorce my story from going from a victim to a victor. And I wrote a book in 2008 that kind of took off called I Will Never Give Up. Yeah. And people were like, you should speak about your life. And I'm like, I don't want to speak about my life. I don't want to speak about my life. And then I remember my first event was for about 1,000 foster youth at University of San Diego in California. And it was so cathartic talking about my life and seeing how many other people out there are living in pain and are broken. And so I decided to just go for it and be a hope dealer. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. So Derek, there is something in your book that you talk actually about, and you mentioned here related to rejection, right? So let's talk a little bit about this topic. Me growing up here in Brazil, there was a lot of rejection related to mostly the ladies, because I didn't really look good growing up, and I had a lot of body image issues, I would say, more on my side than anything else, looking back into hindsight. And then I moved to New York, and everything started to change for me. I actually became a model. I was in New York, and still was. If you know a little bit about the modeling world, there is a lot of rejection. You get like 90% no's for 10% yes, maybe, right? So I had to learn a lot about being rejected. Can you share a little bit? And I know there is a lot of dads who are listening, watching this right now, who have been rejected in some form, and they still are, right? So what would you say to these dads right now about rejection?
Yeah, so rejection is hard. That is very, very hard to deal with. Hey, Tanner. Hey, Julie. Hey, Scott. Just want to say shout out to you and Mary. Okay, so rejection is very hard to deal with, especially as a kid. And you feel unwanted, you feel unloved, you feel the need to be validated, unfortunately, by everyone, because your own biological family got rid of you. And that's what happened with me. My own biological family rejected me. And so I've learned to keep pushing through the rejections, because on the other side of the pain, on the other side of what you're going through, is the glory, is like self-value, self-esteem, self-confidence. And I tell people all the time, the most important opinion you should have in this life is not what your pastor thinks about you, is not what your teacher thinks about you, is not what I think about you. It's what you think about yourself. When you look in that mirror, do you like yourself? Do you love yourself? And so you have to push through that rejection and realize that, forget what everybody thinks. I've got to work on the inner me and not let the inner me become the enemy, right? Don't let the inner me become the enemy. And you'll find your path. You'll find people that will accept you. But I got to tell you, as an adult, I longed for the acceptance of my biological mom. She got rid of me. She didn't want me, right? And so there's that yearning that just love me, just want me, just want me. And it never happened. And finally, I created my own family, and I created my own life, my nuclear family here that I get love from and that I give love to. So I tell people all the time to keep knocking on those doors till those yes doors open up, to keep digging in the dirt till your gold shows up. You keep pushing. You keep pushing, and don't self-medicate. A lot of people self-medicate and get numb. You keep pushing, and on that other side of rejection is the acceptance.
Yeah. So how do we start for dads who have been, rejected several times in their lives? How do we start to turn this experience into a positive experience and get out of this funk that a lot of us sometimes get into and really never came back even?
Yeah. So I personally, gratitude. Okay. So if I ever get myself down or something, I watch a documentary or I read a book, and there is always someone that has a worse story than you. And I've met kids and adults and youth that have gone through brutal trauma, have gone through torture, have been totally rejected. And I've seen how they rise back up like a phoenix out of the ashes and say, this is not going to define me. So the first thing is gratitude. Look at your life. And if you're really trying to get accepted by someone, you have to figure out, why you want their acceptance. Why do you want their acceptance? And then you analyze that and you witness your self-talk, but you have to have the gratitude that I am happy where I am right now. And it's the law of attraction. I love the law of attraction, how you think you shall become. So the first step is gratitude, where you are in life. Be in that present moment. Don't live in the past. Don't live in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Gratitude is powerful. Inside of my project, the Dads on Fire project, we actually have a whole class just about the power of gratitude. I believe it's one of I believe is really the most powerful tool that we can use in our day-to-day. And it's very easy to practice that, but we don't really do it. I don't know why, but we are never taught about gratitude, and it's powerful, man. So let's talk, Derek, a little bit about self-sabotage, man. This happens so many times to a lot of dads out there. They say, oh, I'm going to be starting to be healthier Monday I will start this diet, I will start this exercise routine, and blah blah blah, and all of that talk. And then they even start Monday, but when they see Friday comes, and then everything goes back at square one. What do you say to the dads right now who is self-sabotaging himself all the time?
So, right. Self-sabotage. A lot of people do that. Thanks, Mark. I love that comment. Yes, through the sun. Nick, that's awesome. That's awesome. Adam, what's up? Let's see here. Very nice way of thinking. The most important, it doesn't matter how often you fall, you just stand up again. Yes, Andreas. And so self-sabotage. I use this metaphor that goes like this. Every one of us is born with a backpack. And throughout life, you get the choice of what you want to put in that backpack. And you carry this backpack through life. And this backpack carries whatever you want to put in. And for years and years in my life, growing up in foster care, I put the crap of my past, the poop of my past, just kept it in my backpack, never let it go, never just, move forward, right? And I held this backpack. And by the time I was 18 years old, my backpack metaphorically weighed 20,000 pounds. And then once in a while, you take that backpack off and it feels good. But then that backpack is calling you. And you start to unzip it and you look in the backpack, you get a big handful in that backpack and you smear it all over yourself because you wonder why your life stinks, because you keep re-injuring yourself, self-sabotaging yourself, believing you don't have any self-worth. So I tell people all the time to let go of the backpack, to drop the backpack, to push forward so you can to elevate. And I love this Chinese proverb that says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. So we have to learn to love ourselves, to like ourselves, to give ourselves permission to proceed forward. A lot of us get stuck in the victim mentality. Oh, I'm not worth it. Oh, it'll never happen to me. But listen, where I'm from, California, 74% of the male prison inmates have been in foster care. In Texas, 80% of the Texas death row inmates have been in foster care. Statistics show that I shouldn't even be here. I should be an addict. I should be homeless, incarcerated in prison. But you got to keep pushing through. You got to keep pushing through, because on that other side of the pain is your reward. You've paid life's tuition. You got to keep pushing. And a lot of people will self-medicate and they get numb and they don't keep pushing. You got to get back up. You got to get back up.
Yeah. Do you have any practical advice, like any best strategy that comes to your head when talking about procrastination and self-sabotage in this case?
Well, procrastination is interesting because seriously, if I told you, hey, meet me at 3 a.m. and you get $500,000, you'd show up at 2:59.
I fly from Brazil.
Right. You would find a way to get to that, because if you really want it, you'll get it. If you really want that, you'll get it. And, they say the average time to get over a habit is 21 days to start a new habit and such. Sometimes it's going to take people 60 days, 90 days. And that's the problem with a lot of society, is they quit after 15 days or 30 days or 60 days. And, overnight success is like 20 years. When people say, oh man, rapping dad, you're everywhere. I've been rapping for 25 years. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so you got to keep pushing forward, and you keep working on yourself every day. So many people work on their outside muscles. I call it your muscles, your biceps, your triceps, your shoulders, your traps, all that stuff. And they go to the gym for like at 90 minutes and 2 hours. I know I was one of them, right? But how many of us work on our inner muscles? That's your patience muscle, your determination muscle, your courage muscle, your persistent muscle, your ethical muscle, your integrity muscle, all these different muscles. And a lot of us just are on the outside wanting everything. Hey, if you can get your inside life together, your outside world will be a much better reflection of what's on the inside. So
yeah, absolutely. Thank you for this advice, Derek. So Derek, I know I work with a lot of dads, and
thank you,
a lot
Tara.
of them, they have their wife and they have kids, but they are actually feeling lonely. They feel alone. How do we start a conversation with a dad who is feeling lonely, even though he has his family, he has his job, his career, but he just deep inside of himself, he's feeling lonely? Do you have anything that comes to your mind to share with us?
Well, that dad should have a passion, something that brings him value. And that's as simple as it is, and also be in the moment. You got kids, you got a family, you got a wife, whatever. It's right there in front of you. And so many times we don't even see what's in front of us because we're poor me. I am lonely. I'm tired. Nobody likes me. You got to get through the pity. It's all right to feel sad. It's all right to feel angry. It's all right to feel rejected, despair. The thing is you don't unpack and live there. Did you hear that? You don't unpack and live there for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. People I meet sometimes at my motivational events, they might have unpacked in bitterness for 25 years, living a bitter life. So
Yeah. Is this the hidden message behind the loneliness? It could be like you're not really following your passion, not really following what you really want to do. Is that could be like one of the possibilities for this dad who is feeling
that is
lonely?
right. That's one of the possibilities, is that you're not living the life, you're living your life on purpose, like with intention. And
Hmm.
some people just get bogged down and they're just overwhelmed. And you got to take care of yourself first. I fly a lot, right? So the flight
Yeah.
attendants will say, put your oxygen mask on first before you put it on your 3-year-old or your baby. And the fact is as a parent, you want to take care of your kid before you take care of yourself. But you have to realize, get that oxygen mask, take care of you so that you can live a great, intentional, wonderful life with your kids. Otherwise, your kids are going to take on the pain that you carry.
Yeah. So Derek, I never really knew my purpose into this life until 2011. 2011, that's when I was already living in New York. I was playing, I remember like it was yesterday, man. I was playing tennis with my friend Paul. And Paul told me, hey, have you seen this guy on the internet called Sean Croxton talking about some
Oh, yeah,
underground
Sean.
health and stuff? And I was like,
Yeah.
no, man, but I'm going to go home and check it out. And that day I started to watch what Sean was talking about personalized nutrition and exercise on a way that I've never seen in my life. But more important than that, I started to learn about the power of mindset, behavior change, creating habits, and furthermore about the power of the environment, about the people who we surround ourselves with, about all the insights, everything around us, the accountability supports, all of those things. In that day, really everything starts to change for me. And I start to apply what I was learning and getting amazing results. And I was like, I have to share this. It's my duty, it's my obligation to share this with as many people as I can. And so I talk to a lot of people, and a great majority of them, they don't know what their purpose is. Like, what do you say for the dad who doesn't know what about, I just don't have a purpose, I don't know what it is? How do we start this conversation about purpose?
Yeah, it's very simple for me. And it took years to figure this out. You know, I have a lot of followers on social media, and I get a lot of messages. And the main messages that I get are this. Number one, will you be my dad? A lot of fatherless out there, right? They see me as a fun dad. I am fun, I'm fair, and I'm firm. You know, I'm not my kid's best friend. You know, they know that. I'm there to raise them, to get them out of the house so they can go fly into the world, right? But
Yeah.
number two is, I'm thinking about killing myself. I'm lost. I'm lonely. And it's interesting. I'll go to their Facebook pages and I'll see how many friends they got on social media. And they might have 150, 250, 750 friends. And yet they're feeling so lost and lonely. Because it really comes down to personal connections, not social media connections, personal connections. So I have a very straight to the point answer that I give them. The meaning of life is to give your life meaning. The meaning of life is to give your life meaning. When you find that meaning, you have found your purpose.
So is purpose something that we find or that we actually create?
Purpose is something that's within you. So for me, I knew at some point I'm going to be doing music, or I'm going to be a speaker or an author. I knew it. It was, you know it. It's inside of you. Yeah, you can force some stuff, you know, to be the purpose, but every one of us has a gift. And and some of us know the gift, but we don't take action on it. And we wait till you're 60 years old or 50 years old. Take the action. And then as you grow and you're taking action, you're going to be filled with new insight. And during that insight period, you will find more of your purpose. So, you know, my purpose in life is obviously to be a good dad, to be the greatest dad I can, because I'm the first one to actually be a great dad in my generation. You know, I mean, I've had generational curses passed down to me. My dad's in prison for the criminally insane. He didn't want me. He tried to abort me. He tried to kill me. So I'm the first one that's actually trying to be a good dad, right? And then I'm a voice for the foster care. I'm a voice for the homeless. I'm a voice for the children that don't have anybody. And so I like to be the voice for the kids. And then it just expanded into being a voice for other things. So once you follow your purpose or your gift or your intent, your calling, it will open up so many doors for it to go wide. You'll find many purposes.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the answer, man. So Derek, we have all these labels that we created to ourselves or somebody else out there, like parents or friends or really like school, put into us. I remember when I was growing up, I was the sports guy, like because I just play soccer and tennis, so I was the sport guys. And how do we change like these labels, especially the ones that we created to ourselves, like I'm just not that type of person. A lot of people say I'm not the healthy person, I'm not this or whatever, these beliefs that we have. How do we start to get rid of these labels that are really not helping us out?
Well, you got to learn to disable the label. Disable the label, right? So, and a lot of people do not want to get out of their comfort zones, and that's how you grow. You got to get out of your comfort zones. You got to be able to like say, I am going to try something new. And you try it new every week, every day, break it down, something new every day to get out of your comfort zone, because that's how you grow. Tony Robbins, the greatest, the great motivator there, says to always live uncomfortably. So that's how I live. I live uncomfortably. The number one fear in the world is public speaking. Right?
Yes.
People would rather die than get on a mic and talk to 10 people in front of them, right? I talk to thousands. I mean, it's an amazing life, but I was scared of the microphone, and you just had to push through, and you just let your energy come through and your greatness and these gifts and this hope. And guess what? Greatness is contagious. Hope is contagious. Kindness is contagious. And when you relay that on the microphone, that's my purpose. That's my gift, right? It just goes, it travels. It's like a ripple. It just travels. So you have to live uncomfortably to grow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There is another class actually that we have inside of the project as well. It's about I call this the danger zone, and it's this zone where we get comfortable with life. Maybe we have a good job, we have the family, and things are going quotation mark well, but deep inside we know that we want more, we want to grow, but we are comfortable. So really nothing really happens into this danger zone. So we have to push ourselves to get into this better zone, which is the uncomfortable zone. And it's very counterintuitive because I don't want to be uncomfortable, but that's actually where all growth happens. Talking about growth, let's talk about identity. I believe.
Well, hold on one second. So we have kindness that's contagious, greatness is contagious, hope is contagious, but Mark just said compassion is contagious, right? And Lorraine says we just got to be kind to each other. So we keep on going, we keep on plugging along, and we got to better, improve ourselves. Always work on yourself first, and then it just radiates from you. Kindness is contagious, compassion. So yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you. I know you're all the way in Brazil. What time is it right now in Brazil?
Right now is 5:42 p.m.
5:42 p.m. Okay.
5:42. Yes.
Okay.
So I was talking about identity, right? I believe it's very, very key. A lot of us, we try to change by changing our behavior, just by saying things. Okay, I'm going to be actually going to the gym next Monday, but we don't work on our identity. And when we don't work on our identity, I truly believe that only short-term results are going to be happening in our lives. And to get long-term results, we have to actually to create this new identity to ourselves. Like I was mentioning before, I am not the healthy guy. No, wait a second. This is just, you are who you want to be. You can be the healthy person if you want to be. It's about you deciding, right? So do you have any practical advice for the dads who wants to shift this identity?
Yeah, you got to own your life. You got to pony up. You got to buck up. You got to man up, whatever you want to call it. Life is going to pass you by. And so that's what I've learned is I just get out there and do it. And now, I'm 6 foot, almost 6'6". And would I love to be, like 275, all swole up and, just totally rocked and abs of steel and biceps, boom, like just huge biceps. Yeah, I would, but I don't have enough fire to do it. You know what I mean? Like, so, but hey, Derek, make a rap. Derek, make a song. Derek, go make some money writing a book or this or that. I have more passion towards that than wanting to get, 25-inch arms or something, right? And so you have to find what makes your heart sing when you wake up in the morning. And if you don't have, the energy for it, but like if it's health related, you got to take care of yourself. Health is wealth, right? So if it's health, there's no reason why you are not taking care of yourself. There's no reason. But if you're saying, hey, I want to get a 6-pack abs, then, if it's not in you, then it's not in you. You can push yourself, but there's something in you that you should go towards. So, personally, I go whatever I want to go after it. So, but here's the deal. The identity, we are in a constant, I'm going to get deep here for a second, but we're in a constant chaotic environment of comparing ourselves to other people. Social media, right? So we see them have the nice Range Rover, the nice car, the nice house, or, the nice vacation, all that stuff. And then, some people have the nice bikini body and this and that, right? And we compare ourselves, and we should stop comparing ourselves, and we should become our authentic best selves. Forget what other people are doing, work on you. But we're being fed by media, by TV, by movies, by magazines, how we should be. Would I like to have a 6-pack ab, Bruno? I would. But is that my priority? No, my priority is having a bowl of ice cream with my kids. You know what I mean? Like, let's just be real. So, but if I wanted to desire to have that 6-pack, believe me, I would work my butt off on that. So, making sure you have a good quality of life too. But you got to find your identity. Your identity is when you take off all the masks and you're vulnerable. And when you look at yourself in the mirror, when nobody's around or your head hits the pillow at nighttime, who are you really? So everybody should be their best authentic self. And let's say you have a 6-pack abs, Bruno, and you say, Derek, work harder, work harder. Well, dang, maybe I don't want to have a 6-pack abs. Maybe I just want to be in better shape. But Bruno, write a book with me. We all have gifts. We all have strengths. And that's all right. Everybody has weaknesses too. Everybody.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So the last topic that I would like to ask you, Derek, is related to anxiety and depression. I was married. I'm on my second marriage right now. On my first marriage, I went through the worst time of my life. Like I went to the depression time. I remember coming back from university and just getting into my room and just lying down by myself and putting the pillow over my head, trying to take a nap, but I could not even take a nap. I was not happy with my situation. So, and I know that depression, anxiety, it's a huge, huge issue nowadays to a lot of dads out there. For the one struggling right now with anxiety or depression, what is the way out?
Well, there's different forms, right? There's sadness and there's depression, major depressive disorder and stuff like that. But I tell audiences all the time, it's all right to feel. Okay? Let's make that clear. It's all right to feel. There is no time limit on grieving. And thank you, Tanya, Lorraine, Jocelyn, Nick, and Kasim, and Tanya, and everyone there. Thank you for your comments. There's no time limit on grieving. And so, but the fact is that you've got to keep pushing forward. And so I am a substitute of language. Excuse me there. And so when you constantly say, I'm sad, I'm depressed, physiological, your physiology changes, everything, your psyche changes, it releases, everything changes. So I tell people to substitute the word sad or depressed right now. And for 2 weeks, use the word, substitute it with this word. When you think you're going to say, I'm feeling really sad, I'm feeling depressed, like I said, it's all right to feel that, but we've got to get back up somehow. So I tell them, tell them to say to themselves for the next 2 weeks, I'm recharging. I'm recharging right now. And all automatically you get a little bloop because you can visualize the red, the yellow, the green when you're charging your phone or whatever, right? You're recharging. You see these little things. So it's all right. You're in red a little, but let's get to yellow and then let's get to green. And it's interesting, people will say, I've got a huge problem. I feel like I've been stabbed in the back. No, you haven't been stabbed in the back. Show me the scars, right? Or I've got a huge problem. And I'll say, hey, you mean you got an inconvenience or you got a situation? because how we attach ourselves to the meaning of these things determines our success in life, right? How you respond to a situation determines your success in life. So if you play the poor me, poor victim mentality, you're going to stay there. If you complain and blame, right? That's a situation you will remain in. If you complain and you blame, that's a situation you'll remain. That's your life, right? So you've got to start speaking faith into your life that, hey, this current situation is not my final destination. My best days are still ahead of me. Keep pushing forward, Derek. I'm stronger than you think I am. I've got every solution to every problem coming in my life, right? And you start speaking this faith, and you will see your life open up to new positive things.
Yeah. What about dreams, Derek? We all have dreams, and then life happens.
Right.
How do we never give up on our dreams? I will never give up is actually your website. So how do we never give up?
So dreams, let me tell you. Oh, you're welcome. All the way from Portugal tonight. So thank you. Listen, I was a kid who dreamed to have a life with my mom and dad, and it never happened. I had a hard time making dreams happen. You hear that horse in the background? That's my horse. It's right out the door here. I live on a ranch, so awesome. If you hear the horse going, that's my horse right there. So rapping dad is farming dad. Okay. So but the thing is I had these dreams ever since 8 years old. It's documented in my book, right? I wanted to be a rock star. When I was a rock star, everybody's going to love me. Well, it turned out I never became the rock star. And it turned out that the dream to go home to my mom and dad never happened. So I was crushed by my dreams. And I sometimes gave up all the time. Like, why even follow a dream? But here's this simple quote that helped me get getting up. Don't focus on what you're going through. Focus where you're going to, the destination, right? And that's what helped me get through my teenage life. You know, when my sister was shot and killed, my brother was killed, my good friend was shot and killed, like everything was falling down in my world. But I had to kept going back. I kept getting up, and it was rap, the hip hop. I wanted to be a hip hop artist at 16, 17, 18 years old. So I kept pushing. Guess what? I never became that hip hop artist that got a Grammy or international recognition until 2 years ago. Rappin' Dad came out 25 years later when I first started learning how to do rap, right? And so you keep pushing towards your dreams. Hey, there's no time limit on the dreams. And let's say you have a dream of wanting to be an artist, and you're going to do it by the time you're 25, and now you're 25. Listen, you got to change your expectations. It might be when you're 50 years old. You got to learn to change your attitude, change your thoughts, change your reactions, change your expectations, and change your effort. Those are only the 5 things that you can control in your life. Your attitude can be your best friend or your worst enemy. It's something you get to choose every single day, every single part of the second of the day, right? Then your thoughts, your reactions, your actions, your expectations, your effort. So those are things that I work on every single day to achieve my dreams. Have I achieved all my dreams? No, I've achieved a lot of dreams. Even though I don't get a Grammy, even though I'm not going to do all that stuff. But listen, I'm having the greatest time of my life. Rapping dad, motivational speaker, writing all these books, a father, a husband. Yeah. Have real quality dreams. Listen, if I had made it real quick, if I had made it as a rapper, thank you, Yvonne. Appreciate it. If I had made it as a rapper at 18, 19 years old, aging out of the foster care system, I would have not been emotionally ready and financially savvy enough to handle it. I probably would have been hooked on drugs, probably because I wanted the high, right? I probably would have done something. I would have burned all my money. I would have lost relationships. I would have lived this fake life that, like a lot of hip rappers do. You know what I mean? Rappers get shot. Rappers are, like actors, sports stars, rock stars, pop stars. They lose their money. They come up, with nothing. They have nothing sometimes. And so I was not emotionally and spiritually ready to handle it back then. So don't put a time limit on your dreams. Keep working on them every single day.
Yeah. Great.
Inch by
great
inch, says Lorraine.
Inch by inch, just like Lorraine says.
Thanks,
You keep
Matt.
pushing. Love what you do, Derek. Matt saying thank you guys for all the comments here live that we are recording this live actually. So Derek, any lasting thoughts that you'd like to share with us today?
Well, here's a few lessons that I've learned. I've turned a mess into a message and earned a return. I've turned scars into stars, lived like avatars. No one can stop you if you believe in your heart. And this is your life going on, and never let the past infect your future for a moment. Never let a weakness destroy your greatness. It's time to profess you're too blessed to be stressed. Bam, you could be everything you want to be, but never let the enemy be your enemy. It's time to be better and not bitter. It's a choice to be a winner, and it's a choice to be a quitter. So if you've been knocked down or thought about suicide, get out of the shadows and hold your head high, because this is your time and this is your sign. Get up and climb. You were born for this moment to shine. There you go. That says it all.
Boom. Boom. That says it all, man. I was like, should I ask Derek just to give a little bit of the rapping here? But he got it. He got it. Derek, where people can find you? What's the best way to be in touch with you? Like, just tell us where to find you, man. I know that you have books and all of that stuff.
Yeah, so thank you, Jocelyn. Yes, it's God's time and not your time. Definitely. And when God closes a door, don't try to keep pounding on that door. Go to a different door, right? And hola, Bruno, the Gama. Oh, yeah, that's time. And then, yes, Andreas, 100% agreement on that. So you can find me everywhere on social media under Rapping Dad, RAPPINGDAD, Instagram, RAPPING_dad. And then social media, and my email is rappingdad@gmail.com. My website, where a lot of people go, is iwillnevergiveup.com. iwillnevergiveup.com. Reach out to me. I do get back to you personally. It might take me a week or a few days. I get a lot of messages, but I do get back to you personally.
Yes, absolutely. iwillnevergiveup.com. Get his book. Guys, go check it out. Derek's work is really, really awesome. I love it. Derek, thank you so much for being here inside of the Dads on Fire show. I appreciate your time, man.
Oh, yeah, guys, we got Florina, we got Lorraine, we got Yvonne, we got Tanya.
Got a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
Tanya.
Thank you.
Tanya, yeah, a lot of people here commenting. Thank you guys for hanging out here with us today. I appreciate you. And
all the way in Brazil, Bruno in Brazil.
All the way from Brazil. All the way from Brazil. How was the game? I think somebody puts 2-1 Croatia. I think Croatia won the game.
Wow.
Holy crap. Can't believe it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I will see you on the next time. Make sure that you go to BrazilianHealthNut.com to grab your free video masterclass. I put all my efforts, like hundreds of hours of energy into this presentation. It's a 39-minute presentation where I'm going to be sharing with you everything that you need to get rid of the dad bod forever. I will see you on the next one. Until then, make sure that you take action so that you can become a Dads on Fire. Take care. Have an amazing day. Peace.
Dads on Fire. Peace.